Just checking the sounds, Stephen. It sounds wondrous to me. I think. Is that a quick intro, Stephen?
Hello and welcome into this week's tier list here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin. Our co-host, the man with the finger on the pulse, it's John C. Walsh. How you doing, John?
I'm doing splendid and tremendous, Stephen. I may not sound it though. The throat, the nose may sound a little off because it is.
Yeah.
I've just rattled a banana and a fisherman's lozenge, so I will be hunky-dory. I have plentiful supplies of water. We shall get through it, Stephen.
Yeah, you got to keep on keeping on, as Liam Gallagher once said.
You do. Do you think that sore throat would stop Liam fucking Gallagher from getting out and singing? I think it would
make him sound better.
That's just he's got
a great raspy sounding voice, John.
He's sounding absolutely incredible now.
I think he had a period where he was sounding a bit
2004.
Yeah, and then he's back with a vengeance. But a lot of people say his voice is not the same. Of course, it's not. He's
not 22
he's in
anymore.
His 50s.
Yes.
It's crazy. 50 last year, John.
It's
obviously,
crazy.
Can't believe it. He still acts like he did when he first came onto the scene, and so does Noel. He's a miserable sod as well. But
we'll get into that, I'm sure. We'll get into who's our favourite.
As you may have guessed from the thumbnail and obviously our chat at the moment, we are going to be talking about Oasis on this week's tier list. If you tuned in, I think this is episode 4, John, of tier list.
Is it?
I think it is.
Already?
A month already, yeah. We've done best actor,
best Arnie,
best
MCU.
MCU. So we're on to 4, and we thought we would make it up a little bit.
Well, that's what we're starting with. We're starting with Supersonic.
With some music, because we are entertainment news now. We're not just about movies, we are entertainment. And
we've always been about music.
John, you might as well be the man that sort of guides us through this. You're the man with the finger on the pulse, and you've got all the sort of information up there as well.
Steve, because it's obviously album covers, single covers, and as iconic as most of the songs are on this list, I've not got a single fucking clue about the covers, so I've chronologically brought them all up, and they're all in chronological order. So the very first single, Oasis, released back in 1994, Supersonic, an iconic song, Stephen. Supersonic.
For a debut single, and
you'll be able to give a better insight here because you would have been about 18, 19.
I was 18, John,
when this song dropped.
And
I was 5.
It was my Uncle David, who was a big Oasis fan.
Probably 4.
He heard about them before I did, and he had the album before anyone. The first actual single I heard, and I need to be honest, John, was Live Forever. The first 2 singles previous to that kind of went under my radar. I was aware of them, but I didn't know who. It's funny you should say
that, because I was reading up on this song. It only got to 32. Number 22.
Yeah.
It charted 31 in the
31,
UK singles chart. That's crazy. 31.
Yeah, I mean, but
it didn't even break into the top 30.
It's one of those word of mouth things, isn't it? And obviously, growing sort of reputation. It's just not there at this stage, and obviously their careers. Obviously, the Manchester scene, everyone would know who Oasis was. People in Glasgow know who Oasis was.
Because they got their break, yeah.
They got their break here, and Alan McGee from Glasgow signed them up for his label. I can't remember the label's Creation, I think.
It may be.
But Supersonic for me, John, a great intro. I love the drums. This is we should talk about this as well. Tony McCarroll. I don't care what Noel says.
He's a great drummer.
I thought for that album he was well suited for it.
And they done him dirty by getting rid of him. But then they brought in Ringo's son.
They brought in Alan
later on.
Yeah, Ringo's son Zach came in a little bit later. But I think the chap Alan White, I think his name was.
Yeah.
I think his name was
Rings
Alan White. Came in
Seems
for.
to be a lot of White's drum.
Yeah.
Was there not a White drummed for?
I think it was an Andy White, wasn't there?
Andy White
For Lennon, yeah. Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Whites. Seem to like drumming for some reason.
Tough one, John. I love the song.
Supersonic,
It's a retrospective view for me because I didn't know it really well when it first came out.
It's all retrospective for me until you get to probably the late 90s.
Oasis are no more, so everything we're talking about here is retrospect. But
it's a great start of their career, Steve,
yeah.
and it's the sort of wall of sound that typifies at least the first two albums. The drums,
Liam's
the bass,
voice
the guitar.
as well.
Liam's voice cuts through the mix wonderfully. And as you go through this, I mean, we'll probably discuss the evolution of Liam's voice, but 94, 95
Supersonic.
Is just sensational.
Is the video for that the one that Giggsy's wearing the crash helmet and they're playing football and he headers the ball with the crash helmet on?
Maybe.
The motorcycle helmet. Yeah.
I was just watching the video. I don't know how I don't remember that. Literally 10 minutes ago I was watching the video.
I think they're on a roof and there's a plane flies by and all that kind of thing, but great video.
I know for a fact Liam's front and centre though. Boneheads get hair, briefly.
Yeah, I've got to say this is
It's
excellent.
fading,
This is an excellent song for
It
me.
is
I think
excellent.
it's a great way to start
It's
off.
not GOAT tier.
No.
There is one on this album that is GOAT tier for me, and it's GOAT tier in terms of their entire back catalogue.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's the one you just mentioned that you heard of first, the one that actually catapulted them into probably stardom. That's when the rest of the world outside of Manchester began to take notice of the band. And I think Noel actually said when he wrote it, he knew that was the defining hit for them, that they were fucking big when they made that one. But we'll get into that.
I'm
for
pretty
me,
sure
it is excellent.
when he presented this to Bonehead as well, Bonehead didn't believe he wrote that. I think it was that one you're talking about anyway.
Yeah.
I think Bonehead went, nah, you didn't write this. This sounds like someone with an old head on their shoulders wrote this song. Noel has always had that.
Excellent for me, Supersonic's a brilliant, just the lyrics, his raspy vocals. Although he's still got that sort of youthful edge to it. It's not as raspy as maybe when we get into 98 and beyond. But it's just a wonderful start. And I can only imagine what it would have been like being a teenager back in those days when all of this great music was coming out, likes of R.E.M. still kicking about, Oasis, Blur, Radiohead, probably then Spiral Carpets floating around near the end of her career at that point. The Stone Roses still kicking around. Just so much brilliant music, man. Nirvana were out, I think, coming to the end, sadly, for Kurt, around about that point. Just now, what a time to be alive for music.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I always say the 90s are the last truly great.
94 was an amazing year, John, as well, because as well as obviously Definitely Maybe coming out, you also had R.E.M's Monster, which came out later that year.
That was a complete change.
And
sort of
sound, definitely. You know, and just...
And you mentioned wall of sound and sort of acoustics of an album. I'd always maintain the distortion on that album's the greatest sort of
there's a tier list for you.
distorted tone. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go and listen to a lot.
Maybe the Warner Brother years. I wouldn't probably do the IRS years, which was the sort of stuff pre-1988. But we're here to talk about Oasis, John. And funnily enough, Oasis actually changed record label as well for the year 2000. They switched from Creation, their contract runs out, and they switch over to their own label, Big Brother.
Yeah.
Big Brother,
That's class. Yeah, I like that. Shaker Maker, Steve, I know this is one that you do love. Starts off with a lovely arpeggiated guitar. The tone's just dialed in. Something about Noel's tone. He gets out of the guitars. I know he was fucking about with like Union Jack Epiphone guitars, but in the main he was a sort of Gibson Les Paul, Gibson ES335 kind of guy.
Is this the one about Mr. Sifter Sold Me Songs?
Good
It's the record shop.
Yeah.
And I think Liam's in the record shop with a Paul McCartney album on the video.
It's blasphemy for Liam.
John, I'm pretty sure this is the single that Coca-Cola sued them for.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, there was a royalty issue for sure.
It was the I'd like to teach the world to sing similarity. It clearly is. There's no doubt about it. You know, you can sense that. There's quite a few moments in Oasis songs that you can pick out from other tracks, which I'm sure we'll get into, John. But it's a good track.
Yeah, we'll get into it at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've got to say, yeah. God, jealous guy. And Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah.
For me, it's a good. I don't think it's as good as Supersonic as a single, and I think because it has got that kind of borrowed sound from another song, which I don't really like. But as a sound, and as you said, John, Noel's guitar work on it is fantastic, and again Liam's voice. It's just that period of youthfulness you can hear. And I love the video as well.
It's Noel's guitar playing that elevates this song.
It's just not as good as Supersonic.
No, I would rate it as good.
Yeah.
I mean, we've probably been harsh over. I mean, you could have a whole different tier system for post 98.
Yeah.
Up to maybe even before 98.
Because there's obviously the lineup changes as well. So maybe it is unfair.
I agree with you, Steen. I think it's good. It's not as good as Supersonic, but it's a great song, man. Again, there's something about that period. It's just an explosion of creativity, if you'd like, from all of them, man.
Yes.
Bonehead's a wonderful rhythm guitarist as well.
He's a fine musician.
Piano, he can play everything.
Yeah, he's very talented, yeah.
And Noel completely underrated himself, I think, as a guitarist. He says he could never get his head round him serving as an inspiration for brilliant guitarists that came after them. But he's a fucking superb guitar player. Some of the stuff that I'm really drawn to in terms of Oasis back catalogue, sounds of the 90s in terms of guitar. What is him?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into it, but this one that's coming up next, just superb.
Yeah.
Unbelievable guitar playing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Live Forever. Stephen, it's coming right into
it is, John. It's the one, as I said
earlier. It's my favourite
earlier.
Oasis song of all time.
I said earlier, obviously, you know, this was the one that stood out for me. They'd already had 2 singles prior to that, which I was aware of. This is the one that stopped me in my tracks, and I actually watched the video. It's the chair on the side of the wall. Video, and I think they're burying Tony McCarroll as well. That's subliminal message. Yes. You're getting buried, mate, at the end of this album.
Says no. He says you're getting in the grave, mate, because you are out this band.
You're dead to me.
But he was wearing a superb Adidas t-shirt in the video, sort of like that shiny, and his haircut. They were all dynamite looking, but he was a cool looking guy, man, with the sort of curly hair.
That's obviously John Lennon's childhood home in the album cover there as well.
I didn't even realise that.
Men Love, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And I always thought was that the connection? Was that Noel saying guys like you and me, John Lennon, are going to live forever through our music?
Stephen, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
I always took from it the sort of thematics where you live in what you create in life. Your memories will live on. If you leave a lasting impact on individuals on the world, then you live forever.
Yeah.
John Lennon lives forever. Kurt Cobain, guys like that, musicians, artists, live forever through their work. And just how you impact on other people's lives, even non-famous people will live forever through their memories.
Liam has a different theory on this one. I watched I've seen it before, where he was doing one of those sort of turning up at a school and the kids asking him questions. Have you ever seen that one? He handles it well, considering. And he talks about Live Forever being his most favourite song, and he says, I think it's about as in me mum, as he calls it, his mum. I'm not really sure if that's how Noel interpreted it at the time. I always, like yourself, thought it's got to do with obviously your life's work, your art, living on beyond your years and into the future, and people remembering you for obviously your input.
There'll be multiple meanings. It's all in the eye of the beholder, really.
Yeah,
in terms of meanings, but Stephen, in terms of the actual song, it's just iconic. The drumming, the whistling. The echo, him on the chair in the video, just everything about it, man. His vocals coming in at the end, no sort of harmonics, his backing vocals. Live forever. I can't do it.
You like the unplugged one, don't you?
Yeah, it's great. The 94 one, MTV. Yeah, sadly you've got Davina McCall, I think, doing the hosting, which is not so good. But she's just there momentarily, then to come in. What I love about it, Stephen, that performance is just, for me, it's the best. That's the absolute zenith of Liam's voice.
Yeah.
He's getting little vocal breaks at the end when he's hitting, maybe I just wanna fly. That is breaking up perfectly his voice. It's just dialed in, but the vibe, You've got Bonehead on that fucking little, I don't even know what it is, it's like an organ piano thing, I don't know. But the two brothers, they've clearly been arguing before it.
Yeah.
And Liam decides he's just not even going to do the final bits, Live Forever, the raspy bits at the end. So Noel has to step in, and it gives him a glaring look with sunglasses on. You can tell he's just staring at him as if, you bastard. I'll do it then, bitch. I wrote the song anyway. There's so many great performances, Stephen. Noel did a brilliant performance on some Irish chat show, and it was a solo performance.
I think that was a common thing around about 95, 96. Liam was being a bit out of it.
Yeah.
Not looking after his voice too well, pulling out at the last minute on live stuff, especially in, I think, the US. I think it was the MTV Unplugged. No, had to go in and do it all himself.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And Liam, he's up in the gantry heckling with a cigarette. You're supposed to have a sore throat. You're drinking Beck's and a cigarette and heckling.
Stephen, I can't even criticise Liam, because if that was me back in those days and I was in his position, I'd be doing the exact same fucking thing. The exact same thing. Man was 24.
It must be really frustrating for Noel, though.
Yeah,
you know, the ever professional, you know, and Liam just wants to have a good time because he's a young guy as well.
He was always younger, yeah.
There's a big age gap between both of them. I think it was maybe 6 or 7 years, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was as much as that. I think, no, it was about, maybe, no, I don't know. I think Liam was about 22.
They've got an older brother, haven't they?
Yeah.
Paul, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He looks like a heavy Noel Gallagher.
He does, yeah.
Noel Gallagher and donuts.
He's actually the soundest of the three.
I think he's very. He puts me in mind of John Parrott, the snooker player. I don't know what it is.
He's got the mellowness of a man who was never quite at the levels they were at in terms of success and sort of life experiences, and he's sort of fence sitting, whereas those two are just. They've says it. I think Liam says it. I'm a god in terms of this, and then he's a god as well. When you get these two sort of godlike figures, how's it ever going to work out in terms of the egos clashing? But yeah, man, I was going to say something there and I've totally lost the plot. But needless
to say, probably.
No, it doesn't matter. No, it was actually in relation to something you were saying, Stephen. But it doesn't matter, man. For me, that's the greatest Oasis song ever. Not even singles.
So, yeah.
That's the greatest song
ever. Coming now is irrelevant.
There's some fucking superb songs coming next, but that John, to me is the greatest song they ever created.
I keep looking at these album covers and I know them all so well, but unless they've got the actual song title in them, I can't remember.
Well, I mean, the next one, I thought it was Whatever, but I don't think it is. It's something else.
I think that's Whatever.
It's Cigarettes and Alcohol, Steve. Again, this is the one that...
That's T-Rex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get it on, get it on.
You're saying that the inspiration from all the songs you ripped off. Is that one? I might not be. It may be another one completely. They all blend in. But Cigarettes and Alcohol is fucking amazing. The actual first time I heard this song, Stephen, I'll not rate it yet. It was actually through, you got a compilation album, I think, of Oasis, and it may have just been a general rock and roll, and it was early 2000s.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I ever heard it.
I think it was it wasn't like a greatest hits, it was a kind of best of.
Yeah.
I can't remember, John, to be honest.
But that was like number 1 or 2 in the album, and it came on, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's a good song. I remember Kevin, my brother, having the single for this. And great intro, and again, Liam's voice when he sings Cigarettes and Alcohol, it's the way he sings it as well. It stretches all those words out. Imagination, all that. It's trademark Liam Gallagher, but it works, and it works for his voice. It may sound really silly if anyone else tried to attempt that was obviously a tribute act.
Because I had it in my head. You gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen. That's Cigarettes and Alcohol. Yeah. We're on the same wavelength.
For me, it's anywhere between good and excellent. It's one of those ones, John. I'd let you decide that one because I do like it.
Stephen,
good?
All of the fucking early singles could easily go into excellent. They're really good because they're all up there.
Is it better than Shaker Maker? Probably just a bit.
I think it is, yeah.
I think it's raw or something. There's a raw sound.
There's something about that early Oasis sound that is raw as hell. It's unleashed.
Yeah.
It's almost like them coming out in musical form. It's just a wall of sound. It's aggressive. It's in your face. If you could produce a sort of coked up person who's out their mind and wine or whatever, and a little bit aggressive, i.e. Liam Gallagher at that point, and sort of produce him as a song, it's Cigarettes and Alcohol.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was why it's so appropriately named.
Yeah.
Whatever, Stephen.
John, I love this song. Obviously another one he gets sued for. How Sweet to Be an Idiot. by Neil Innes of Ruttles fame.
Yes, yes.
Well, funnily enough, Neil Innes then got his own back, putting that into Shangri-La, I Am Free, that bit. It's a great song. This was a song that was not on an album. It was in between Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory. I don't know why.
Again, they played this in that acoustic MTV.
My suspicions are that they'd already had one single from What's the Story, Morning Glory on. They already released one with Tony McCarroll, and it was on What's the Story. And I think if they put another one on, he was getting more royalties. So I think Noel put this out fucking deliberately so he wouldn't get as much as he was going to get. How
twisted is that? That's the most Noel thing I've ever heard in my life.
I might be wrong, John. There's no obviously official confirmation, but that's the kind of thing Noel would do, I think.
It's a little in the sort of orchestral moment. It's not there.
Is this when they're eating McDonald's chips in the video? Sorry, I probably just think
I'll have a little listen. It's all good.
I'm pretty sure it's a black and white video, isn't it?
I think so.
And Liam's up front centre as usual. Yes. I'm pretty sure there's
Stephen, I've noticed that doing the thumbnail, trying to get a photograph of Noel from the 90s.
Yeah.
He's fucking constantly behind Liam Gallagher.
He hated doing videos as well. He's always said he hates videos,
which is mad because his brown velvet sort of amazing cuffed 70s style jacket is iconic, and it's from, I think, is it Do You Know What I Mean? Or one of those. It's not Do You Know What I Mean, but it's from one of the videos.
Yeah.
And he's front and centre of that video, and it's down to that jacket. You know the one I'm talking about? The white, the gold, and the sort of orange.
The stripe?
With the brown.
That's Don't Look Back in Anger.
Don't Look Back in Anger, we're about to get into
track
that.
top, yeah. John,
so it's mad he was uncomfortable, because he always gave off that cool energy, even though he wasn't as cool as Liam. He was still a cool cat. I hate using that term, but
very well dressed gentleman, to be fair.
Oh yeah, he still is.
He's always been immaculate, John. Whatever for me. It's a good song.
Do you put it into good with Shaker Maker?
I would put it in with good with Shaker Maker. It's very commercialised. It's sounding.
I prefer that version, the acoustic version.
Yeah.
Free to be whatever I like. If you fall right, it's all right. It's just better. Something about it. It's just the two brothers' vocals.
It's one of my probably regrets, John.
It's not overproduced, the single.
No, I have to put it out there, John. I wasn't the biggest Oasis fan when they were out. I appreciated them and I enjoyed them, but not to go as far as going to see them live. And it's something I regret, because I think, as you mentioned there, John, a lot of these versions live are even better than the single, and that's a very rare thing for any band to accomplish.
And I love the line. I always love the line in it. It always seems to me you only see what people want you to see.
Yeah.
How long is it going to be before you get on the bus and cause no fuss, get a grip of yourself, it don't cost much, something like that. It's just lyrically, Noel at that point was just a genius. He was a
the
wizard.
best bit for me is the bit where he says, it's not long after that bit, it's the bit where he says, whatever, you know, it's alright. Just that whole bit there.
And then the actual live performance, they were going into a bit of something else. There was some other little tune flung in. I'm trying to remember what it was now. But yeah,
Octopus's Garden.
No doubt, yeah. God, what was it again?
I'd like to be.
But it was just like that performance. I loved that acoustic set from like '94. Just something about it, man. The way they were dressed, just perfection. I love whatever.
Sponsored by Burton's.
Sponsored by Burton's and Adidas. Because Liam had Adidas.
Top man. Foster's Menswear.
I tell you what about Liam though, he stuck to his guns with those jeans. He says he'd never wear skinny jeans, and you look back and you look now, he's still ain't wearing skinny jeans. He's wearing sort of slim, regular fit jeans, and he pulls it off.
Yeah.
So hats off to the guy.
I think he's just the right height for that type of thing as well.
Yeah, he's about 5'10" or something, isn't he? So he's just perfect. He's got the right
not
leg length.
No,
he's not a little man.
I don't think Noel's that short, is he?
He's not much smaller than him, though.
Oh, his little feet. He always says his little feet as well.
He calls him a hobbit, doesn't he? He's got a very big head. No, both figuratively and literally. Yeah. He's got a very big head.
Head like a potato. That's another one he says, isn't it? I'll tell you something.
He doesn't do a good job of fucking trying to create inter sort of family relations, bring them back.
Jonathan Ross said that, you're not helping yourself here.
He just keeps, even recently, the little man or whatever's what to get back and have fucking relationship or something, get back in contact with me. Should I do it or should I ignore him? He's just always taking pot shots at him on Twitter and stuff like that. Dreadful. Liam, we want to see you back together, mate.
Yeah.
Stop attacking him.
We'll get into that as well, John, at the end, I suppose.
Rock and Roll Star, Stephen. This is another fucking legendary.
John, this is a fast-moving song. It's probably the fastest one up to this point. A lot of them are not ballady, but they're somewhere in between rock and ballad. This one is rock. So Cigarettes and Alcohol's got a pace to it, I suppose, but it's got a rock sound. This one's fast.
It gets quicker as well.
You know, just from the kickoff, it just.
I can imagine this in the mid-90s. I've seen the live performances.
It's a concert song.
Absolutely mental.
Yeah, it's a good song. Yeah,
and it does get quicker. Even in the single version, it gets quicker at the end.
I would have to say I'd put that in excellent.
I'd put that in excellent.
That's up there with Cigarettes and Alcohol.
Absolutely, I'd actually put that right up.
Yeah,
top excellent. It's just something about it. It's the energy again. It's Liam as the front man, just the centre of the madness.
Yeah,
and he's loving every moment of it. He's incredible Parkers on even back then. Sometimes a Man City.
Yeah,
shell suit sort of jacket. Yeah. He's front and centre of the madness, and he's just
sky blue
fucking perfect front man, isn't he? There's just something about him. The haircut, the glasses.
Boyzone are next door. Did you ever see that?
Fucking rattle them. I just love Liam. I love the fact he doesn't care. He just swears every second word. There's one iconic thing. He was at a festival, and he was talking about the bands are all fucking shite. And I think he said effing, and I'm not going to say it again because I'm not as bad as Liam, but he says it about 4 times in about 10 seconds. Well, my fucking ears are fucking in pain listening to your fucking music. It was brilliant. It was great. I just love him. We don't care. He's never changed.
No.
He, for me, is just, I mean, I know Noel was the brain behind all the lyrics. He's the guy that created all the magic. But without Liam, man, it's just nothing. Some might say, Stephen.
Some might say it's a great track, John. I love that
song. They're all great though, aren't they?
I do
Till
love
we
this
start
one.
Getting round about
I
here.
think there's just something about. I love the lyrics to this one. The sunshine follows somewhere or something. I can't remember, but it's just the way the lyrics just kind of roll off your tongue, you know, and the itching in the kitchen, all that kind of things going on. It's a great
Staring
song.
at the spaceship, something like that. It's gibberish. I think Noel came out and says it was absolute gibberish.
Someone put together a mix. I think I sent it to you, John. It was some live vocals from Liam with some demo stuff, and they mixed it all together, and it sounded phenomenal. Yeah. It sounded like it was only recorded yesterday. I remember when this came out, it was summer of '95. I think it was just before. This was on What's the Story, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
I think this was before I got the album. It would have been around about July time, June, July. I might be wrong, John, with my dates. You're going back nearly 30 years here.
Yeah, you're not far out, Stephen. But I think it released April '95. So yes, you're not far off.
So it was one of the tunes of the summer for me anyway. And I think it was just fantastic. I thought everything about it, the guitar work, just the sound of it. For me, I've got to say it's excellent. It's an excellent song. Yeah,
I agree. And that's going to be the theme with a lot of these singles.
Interesting album cover though, isn't it? The train station.
Yeah,
on
fucking looks like
wheelbarrow or something like that.
Bizarre. It's, really weird. But they were fine with that. Obviously, the third album was just crazy. And it summed that album up.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get onto that with the singles. Surely we have not yet had a look. We are way behind in terms of reactions. We've lost the plot on this channel.
3 weeks since our last reaction.
We'll do them. But rest assured, we will be checking them out.
We did have one in the can, John. And
we did, and it's still. I started with a boot to the head.
It went into cyberspace somewhere. We don't know where it went.
Need to find it and try and get it out.
It was a good trailer.
It was a good reaction as well. Because I remember us howling at it. But we'll certainly look at it, man. We've got a few we need to get into and have a look at. Because we're way behind in terms of reactions, but we're aware of it, and we will address it. Next one, Stephen, is Roll With It. Now this is one that is just, for me, nostalgia ridden, because as an admitted Celtic fan,
John, I don't like this one as much.
Do you not?
No.
It's too Walsh sound, to be fair, if you're being sort of picky with the actual.
I just find it so overplayed, and there's so many Beatles songs that it's not the band's fault. It's just the radio plays that I had at the time. And I'm not saying I hate the song. I don't dislike it. It's a great track. It's more a personal thing for me. It's just overplayed. It's like Hey Jude or Yesterday or something like that. I can't listen to Hey Jude all the way through. Yeah, it's just one of those songs. But it is a good song, John, and I get the whole football thing as well with it. It's just got that. It was just that vibe. But Stephen, when I was young, I was going to the football. Just started going.
And obviously they are famed fans of Celtic as well.
I don't think Noel rates this song. He said at the time this was the one that went up head to head with Country House for the Battle of the Bands in '95. I think it was September '95, round about then.
And Country House is a better song.
And no actually said Country House isn't that great a song, but then again, neither's Roll With It. It was probably the two worst releases the two bands could put out at that time. But for me, I actually purchased Country House.
Country House is a better song. There's something about Graham Coxon's guitar playing in that.
Again, it's not a song I would listen to with Blur anymore, but at the time I did think it was very catchy. Whereas I thought Roll With It at the time was very... It's Oasis. It sounds like Oasis. It just sounds... Yes, I'm not saying it sounds similar to anything they've done, but it's got that same kind of feel to it.
Oh, this is 100% Oasis, this song, Steve, and it is just an explosion of noise. It doesn't feel like it's been through a mixer.
It's like the sort of... I don't want to say poor relation to Rock and Roll Star, but it's got that kind of same pacing to it, that kind of same...
Just
speed,
nostalgia for me, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I was a young kid growing up,
for me,
and it was always associated with football.
For me, it's good,
point.
But John, you've got a different... I mean, if you want to put
you're looking at what's in the excellent category. You've got Rock and Roll Star, you've got fucking, what is that, cigarettes and alcohol. Some might say, I don't think it's high good. It's not getting into excellent. I do agree with what you're saying. In terms of the mixing, it is a bit muddy. There's too much going on. But having said that, when I did get a guitar, an electric guitar, and I started mucking about, it was one of the first ones I tried to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a good roll to it, I suppose.
And incidentally, we've got a couple more comments. I'll need to read them, man. Thanks for answering. Love the stream. Love me some Oasis. Don't Look Back in Anger. Live Forever are my favourites. Live Forever is my all-time favourite Oasis song as well. Just the message. I strongly hit back to what it claims. I was watching a video not long ago and I looked at the comments and it says, this is a song for those in their 20s. Go and fuck yourself. I was listening to this in my 20s. And I'm listening to it in my 30s.
Wow.
Don't pigeonhole a song, bitches. The guys who wrote and performed this song are in their 50s now. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you in your 20s. At least something for us. But, Steve, next one's Morning Glory. Again, it's just...
this isn't one that I'm particularly fond of, John. This was the one that... Was this the first track on What's the Story, Morning Glory? Or was it
I think so, yeah. It was maybe in the second.
It might have been on the second side, yeah.
I'll look at that.
I can't remember that. I don't think it is, John. I think it's probably number 10 or something like that.
I'm going to have a look.
I'm pretty sure it's probably number 10. I think it was...
It is number 10?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Steve, that's incredible. It's Hello's the first one.
Yeah, Hello's the first one, yeah.
And then it's Roll With It.
Yeah. I mean, I had the album, so I kind of do remember the track playing to an extent. For me, I don't know, it's just not one of my favourites. I find it very... It's like, obviously, it is classic Oasis, I suppose, but it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just one of the ones I can't listen to the way through. I think if it's on and it's the background, it doesn't bother me. Is it maybe the fact that
it's one of the rare singles in the early albums where it's actually Noel leading it, isn't it? I think he's the guy that leads the singing.
Yeah. I didn't like the video either. The video was in a tower block, wasn't it? And they were like, had neighbours banging on their door.
Do you know, I'm going to go as far as to put it into OK.
Yeah, it's anywhere.
It may be silly when we put whatever up there, but I like whatever, and it's all personal.
I do like whatever.
It's subjective.
Yeah,
but I would put it into OK.
We'll do what we normally do at the end. Sometimes we'll shuffle about. In hindsight, John.
Wonderwall is another one that, for me, much like you with Roll With It, undoubtedly a brilliant song, iconic in terms of that time period, but it's overplayed, man. It's the most overplayed Oasis song out there.
I think it's somewhere.
It's overplayed.
I think it's like Roll With It, John. It's got that. You know, when you think Oasis, it's probably one of the 5 songs that you'd first mention. You know, and I think it's got a nice cello to it. I like the sort of, you know, the sort of strings that are in that. And it's a good video as well, as I recall. It's another black and white one.
They like the black and white, don't they? They really do.
And I do like the drums in it. I like there's that kind of break in the sort of just the middle bit where it kind of goes silent and the drum kind of goes kind of thing going on.
Great acoustic guitar playing. I think it was a 12 stringer. Might not have been though. It may have just been his Gibson. Jumbo Gibson.
I think it was the Jumbo, John. You're right. I think it's good. I think it's maybe in the sort of mid good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's better than
not
whatever.
Great good or bad good. Somewhere Good.
Yeah. I do like the song. My favourite performance, and this seems to be a recurring theme with some of these singles, but my favourite performances of them is actually live acoustic performances. But it was the first time I heard that he actually wrote it, and I think he played it at Glastonbury or something like that.
Yeah.
Robbie Williams was lying on the couch in the studio, and you could tell he was raging. He was sitting there with his face tripping him. Noel just whipped out the guitar, just battered out another brilliant single, and everyone's wild, and Robbie's just sitting there. I think he's just left Take That, thinking, fuck, hate this little dwarf bastard. But I've not got the balls to say it to him.
There was a point Robbie wanted to be Oasis, yeah. He was dressing like them and everything.
And they weren't having him.
No.
I think Liam called him out at the Brits, didn't he?
I think Liam liked him at first. I'm pretty sure I saw a documentary. Liam liked him and then they just didn't like him. They just, the Brits kind of kicked it off, and then there was this thing going on.
Yeah, and then there was also the charity football game where Liam was squaring up to him and Damon Albarn.
Yeah.
Robbie's stoating around with...
Is that the one where he's wearing the bucket hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damon always, I mean, he's a posh boy from London, but he was always a cool looking guy.
Yeah,
even now he's a cool looking geezer. But he did get his head battered in.
Don't look back in anger by any chance.
Don't look back in anger, Steve. I don't know about you. This goes to goat to you.
This absolutely reeks. All you need is love. That
would
album
you put
cover.
It goat to you?
I would, John. I love this song. I always liked it, and I don't care if they ripped off Imagine at the very beginning.
Did. But that's a recurring theme with Oasis.
Everything about this song I like. The drums, that drum break just before they get into the last sort of verse.
Yeah.
So Sally. I think it's Alan White on the drums in the middle of a swimming pool. Liam doesn't do much in this. I think he rolls on a bed. I think that's all he does.
He doesn't sing that.
He doesn't sing.
No,
I think he maybe do a bit of tambourine, but this is an old song. It's you talked about that iconic brown zipper thing he's got on with the little badge pin. I think he may be wearing moccasins as well, sort of brown ones as well. Just everything just about this guy. And Patrick McGee from the Avengers is the taxi driver in this as well. Random, yeah.
It's just a brilliant song, Steve.
It's
the
an
vocals
anthem,
are
John.
incredible.
Definitely
the
an
guitar walk. His vocals are haunting at the end as well. Don't look back in anger. They got
and we still don't know who Sally is.
No, we don't.
Doesn't either. But I don't mind that, John. That's very much Paul McCartney, the way he writes. He writes characters into songs just to sort of fit and give the song a personality, and that's what Noel's done here. But everything
about that album as well, Stephen, where that is What's the Story in Morning Glory, isn't it? Same one as Champagne Supernova. Maybe track 4, Stephen.
Yeah.
Based on how close you were with 10 in Morning Glory, I think you're bang on. But there was something going on with Bonehead. He was playing this little mouth organ keyboard thing.
Yeah.
And it gets at the end with the guitar work also. I can't even fucking do it.
It has got a good outro,
Just it's
everything.
Not
today.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. It's superb, man. I love everything about this song. It's probably my second favourite Oasis song of all time. And it's just something about the story. I remember as a little kid, it was on the radio incessantly, loving
Slip
it, man.
inside the eye of your mind. That's a line for you.
Slip inside the eye of your mind.
Going to start a revolution from your bed. Is that a Lennon, maybe? Is that
could be, yeah.
Revolution in your bed, yeah.
Because you said the brains, what is it? Because you said, I'm blanking on the actual...
The brains structure. I had went to my head,
went to my head, I don't know why.
It's a lot better than slowly walking down a hall faster than a cannonball. It's just
you said
rubbish.
That you'd never been.
Yeah.
But all the things that you've seen slowly fade away. It's just
away,
it's borderline gibberish, the lyrics.
Yeah.
But they work and they're great.
They fit, that's the most
Stephen,
important
you're talking
thing.
about the cannonball. That's coming up next again. That goes into goat tier for me. Champagne Supernova is, I fucking love this song.
That's one of the Hey Jude ones for me.
Yeah, it goes on too long, but Stephen, for me, this is one of the few long songs I can listen to.
Is this the guitar that goes? I like the guitar a lot in this, to be fair. Goat though.
And that little organ keyboard thing is being played again. It's just something about it, Stephen, that's
Liam's
layered.
full Lennon at this point, isn't it, with the beard and the glasses? What are you doing? You don't wear glasses.
His vocals are incredible in it, though.
Yeah.
His vocals
I remember
stunning.
there was a live version of this as well. It might have been in the US as well. It was filmed and it was a good version. I don't know, John. I mean,
it's it's a little. It's not arpeggiated, but it's like a little.
Yeah.
The guitar work, the instrumentals, the way it's composed, just it's dense as hell. You listen to it with headphones in, man. It's just There was a period about 10 years ago, I reckon, I was going full mod. You'll know what I'm talking about. I was listening to this song on a fucking loop, and it's like an 8-minute song, and I just listen to it again and again and again and again. I love it, man. It's right up there for me.
The intro's like,
but we'll compromise, Stephen.
It's like a seaside, isn't it? It sounds like it's like the tide coming in or something like that.
It's a little.
No, John. At the end of the day, I mean, you're getting a. This is part of your sort of grown up, coming of age kind of song as well. And I don't want to take that away from you.
But it could be
I think when it first came out, I've got to take myself back further. Obviously, when it did come out, I did love the song. It was one of those songs that I played in 1995 quite a lot. And I think that's why I'm saying it's like Hey Jude one now. I've listened to it too much. But I'll take myself back to 1995 when I was listening to the Manic Street Preachers, A Design for Life.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this album as well. And they were probably my most played albums at the time. CDs, that was. Obviously, there was no digital download at that point. And I think it probably, thinking of my 19-year-old self at the time, probably I would have put it into excellent. But now, I'm talking about this now, but at the time I would
Steve, I'm happy to compromise and put it into excellent. It has to be a common agreement.
Yeah.
I'm happy to put it high excellent.
Yeah, we'll put it excellent,
Because as much as I love it, I think those two are on another level.
Yeah.
Sitting up there in GOAT tier, so I'm happy to put it into high excellent. Even the harmonies at the end as well.
Yeah. I've not heard it in a while, to be fair. It's been a long time.
It is a long song, though. It is fucking... I mean, it's 7.5 minutes long.
I used to listen to that album continuously at one point, so we all have different experiences, I suppose, of songs at the time.
Indeed. I'm going to just click these ones off that we went through because there's a whole lot of tabs opened.
You've got to bear in mind as well that, John, when I was 19, you were 6. So there's that thing as well we've got to take into account as well. Obviously listening to that first hand when it first came out, and ripping the piss out of it from 95 to 96. It was horrendous.
Yes.
It was borderline. I'm annoying the neighbours with this because
Stephen, I never really get that experience with Oasis. Our neighbour, and I don't really remember this, but apparently it happened. Young girl about the same age as me. I think she's about a year or two younger. Actually, I'm a courier, as you know.
Yeah.
People out there may not know. Actually delivered to that family not long ago. They've moved out now, thankfully. But I was informed that the daughter listened on a fucking loop, full blast, Spice Girls every day.
All right, okay.
So that's the sort of that was my. So I'm getting what you're talking about with the same shite looping again and again.
That way you just keep listening to something and you want to.
Fucking shite.
But see if you listen to a song and you're trying to look further into it, and try to get something different out of it every time. You do that, you kind of overplay things and you can't stop thinking about it. I don't know if you ever get that thing where you've got a song in your head and you go, I need to listen to that now because I just need to listen to it because it's in my head. Do you ever do that?
All the time, Stephen. All the time, man. But I've got that connection with music.
Yeah.
It's a strange one.
Yeah, that's a good
thing. I
thing.
tend to go down little rabbit holes with bands. Not long ago I went down an Oasis
Weezer.
rabbit hole. Weezer, still in the middle of that just now. It's
Fighters.
just the first album. Just the first Weezer album.
Yeah.
Just now, I've not listened to any of the other ones. I'm obsessed with that Blue album.
Yeah.
It's just outstanding from start to finish. Just fucking iconic. Where was I when that was out? I was 6 years old, 5 years old. That's what it was. I didn't have a clue. I was probably listening to utter shite back then because I was a clown.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean, Stephen? Iconic video.
I know this album cover. Kevin had this album cover that's a helicopter.
Yeah.
They did a sort of rework of this a couple of years ago. I think it was called the NG remix or something, no Gallica remix, which it had a bit more orchestral stuff working on.
I remember that, yeah.
But it sounded a bit like James Bond music. That was the only thing. It was like George Martin, James Bond
This is when it's
style.
Almost like Morse code at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just... And obviously the build up to this, there was a bit of a gap, wasn't there? To 98. 95 to 98, 3 years. First Oasis album, expectations off the charts. And I think this was just fucking... exploded this single, didn't it? And then people were ultimately disappointed when the album came out because it wasn't as good.
It's funny, John, because there's a lot of great tracks on that album, but for some reason it just didn't live up to the first two. I get that, and I think Noah admitted that he didn't probably put as much creative sort of juices into
It
that.
was the cocaine.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was done on the road as well. And we'll get into it, John, because I think
He
one
put
of the
a Rolls
songs.
Royce in the fucking swimming pool.
I think the song that's sort of 3 along from this one, or 2 along from this one, is one that they did from the early 90s. But that's I think the material just
too
wasn't
long,
coming.
man.
You know,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, but too long. But we'll get to that. Do you know what I mean, Steve? It's a
John,
brilliant song.
it's a great song, isn't it?
And there's something about the lines, all my people right here, right now. You know what I mean? There's something about that, and I think Noel was talking about it. Maybe
Ford
Liam.
Super Sunday. I always remember this we used.
But Liam, I think Liam was talking about this. It was round about, it was just post Nebbuff, wasn't it? They were going into this new album.
Yeah.
And it was a change in times. The internet was starting to come about. It wasn't like what it is just now, but people were just becoming slightly distracted. We were getting into this modern, shitey era. And this was like sort of an anthem for the people who grew up, who lived through the 90s,
as well,
all this carefree shite and no...
They've got that pressure on them with the first 2 albums as well, John. Definitely Maybe. An absolute classic, timeless. Watch the Story, Morning Glory. Probably not as good as Definitely Maybe, but still an excellent album. So you've got that, obviously, to contend with, and I think the pressures as well of being in a band and probably being the I don't want to say the top band in the world, because I never believed that Oasis were the top band in the world at any point. They were the top band in certain regions of the world. America,
top rock and roll band, maybe.
Never cracked America. We've got to get that out there. They never cracked America.
That's because Liam was an absolute crackpot at that point.
Listen, the Kinks never cracked America for other reasons as well. There was always circumstances, John, but for me they were the top rock and roll band at that point as well. So you've got that as well, and
they nearly split up in America the first time, didn't they? That's how we get talked tonight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I think Liam had a tiff with his brother and Noel flew away somewhere. Spoke to
some random woman,
women on the plane,
and he wrote the song. We
get talked tonight, and I'm glad that happened.
It's a good song, John.
You know what I mean? What would you put that, Steve?
I think it's excellent.
Yeah, I do think it is
excellent.
Yeah. I'm going to slip it in there. I'm forgetting what these ones are now, even now, the covers. I'll put it in there. I think it's a pretty good.
I think that's in between Supersonic and Cigarettes and Alcohol.
That's some might say, isn't it?
That's some might say, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think it is,
I think that's fair. That's probably the best song off of that album.
Yeah.
Although I say that Stand By Me comes up, and for me that is probably my personal favourite.
John, it's a good song.
And it came out. It was used again recently in a sort of
My Heart Will Never Be Your Home. The way he sings that as well, his voice kind of cracks when he sings that.
It's the guitar.
The video, John, it's very clever. I remember the video as well. We're thinking that all these little scenes and you're interpreting them in a certain way, but when it comes to the end of the video, it explains all these events and why they're happening. You think this guy's a criminal, he's actually not. He's actually saving a little girl from getting knocked down by a motorcycle. That kind of thing. I thought it was a great video. It reminds me of all those, what's it called? All the Young Dudes.
All the Young Dudes, yeah.
What the Hoople, well, obviously a David Bowie song.
Yeah.
It's got that that kind of vibe to it. Down, that kind of thing going on.
And again, it's a live performance for me. That's the best version. I think it was at Wembley.
Yeah.
There was some shenanigans going on at the start. They were talking about I think it was a telephone box.
That's right.
Who fucking decided to put that in there?
Yeah.
And Noel says that was me.
Yeah.
And that kid's is an advertisement on why not to do drugs. And then he just immediately
they all walk out of a telephone box. That's right. Yeah.
It's just fucking great.
Yeah.
It's just I love that song. For me,
I like that cover as well. I think it's a class album cover.
Is it good enough to go into excellent though, Stephen?
I think so. I think it is. I think it's
probably
just as good.
Excellent though.
Yeah, I think it's probably.
Is it above Some Might Say?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's fair to put it there then. I do like a song. I think it's a brilliant song. And again, it shows you why that album isn't as bad as some probably might say. Some might say. I'll just say that because why not? We're doing these sort of things tonight, aren't we? Yeah. All around the world, Stephen. Again, I love the intro to this. The sort of beautiful other real guitar work going on, and his vocals. I mean, I says peak vocals are 95ish. Yeah, it's just something. The raspiness is there though. It goes into on different stages.
There's actually a moment in the video the two of them look at each other and smile as well. It's a rare thing for the Gallagher
video's
brothers.
Amazing. What I recall,
Yellow Submarine,
Yellow Submarine stuff going on. Yeah.
John, this song goes back to the likes of 1993. We saw that in the Supersonic documentary, I'm sure, where they were in some kind of random studio or a recording room and singing it. And I actually liked the live version of this.
His voice was crazy back then. It didn't have the power that it eventually had, but it was still really good. It had the piercing high notes, but it didn't have a sort of growl.
That's right, yeah.
But it was different. That's what I'm talking about. The evolution of his voice. The raspiness in this version was unreal. The take me away, 'cause I just don't want to stay. As you make me stay.
Is it excellent though, John, or is it good? Because
no, it's good.
The song goes on and on.
It's way too long.
I think there's maybe about 3 guitar solos in there.
9 minutes and 20 seconds.
I kind of lost the interest after I think the second verse. I'm like, I've heard enough of it. I don't really need to hear the rest of it.
It's probably. I'd put it below whatever. Yeah. In fact, it may even get out. No,
I don't think it's okay. I think it's maybe good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Don't know where the next one is.
Next one's Don't Go Away. Don't go away.
It's a good song. It's I liked the video for that.
I don't know if that's even the right fucking one.
Yeah, that's it, John. Yeah, I think he was with Mike in the video as well.
Was he?
I was like, what you doing, mate?
Yeah, that's not right.
That's not right for you.
I mean, that's I would personally put that into okay.
It's kind of bland, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of.
In fact, it's going below.
Liam's voice is good in it. To be fair, but it's that period in his career and the Oasis sort of discography. I think just his voice at this point, I think it's peak for What's the Story.
You know the problem here?
What's the Story? Be Here Now. Sorry.
I'm switching these off, and we're going to maybe reshuffle some of these. And I've not got a fucking clue what they are now.
You switching the tabs off? I'll try and remember them. I'll try my best.
I know that Stand By Me. Some might say, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Star. That's
Champagne
Supernova. Also, that's Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yeah.
I
think we've got them, John.
I think we have got them.
I think we remember them.
Pretty decent. Acquiesce, Stephen. I love this song. This was off of the Master Plan, the B-Sides album, released in '98. Ironic that the B-Sides album was actually better than the first studio album.
Was Acquiesce? Was that an older song and it was released later?
That was a song recorded, I think, 95. It says here. Maybe further back. I think it was 95.
I do know the song, obviously, but I didn't realise it was released as a single.
I didn't know either. I was surprised to see it.
The Master Plan was a B-sides release in Rarities or whatever it was called, and Kevin had this, and I liked the album as a collection.
Yeah,
I was actually surprised at how good these B-sides were.
You know, it's funny, Stephen, if we had the B-sides in this list, I'd put the Master Plan right up at GOAT, because it's probably one of my other favourite.
It's funny how some of the ones that they didn't, or I don't know if it was them or maybe the label decided we're not having that as a single. I'm not sure.
I think it was Noel. I think Noel was just writing that many good songs at that point. He was like
maybe a bit insecure with some of his work. I don't know, but it's surprising, John, the amount of B-sides that would surpass a lot of the actual ones that were released as A-sides. Acquiesce.
I mean, I'd put Acquiesce. I mean, I just love it. I think the fact that you've got, I think at the start you may have Morning Glory getting sung, and then at the end it's Snow again singing it on an acoustic. Need a little time to wake up. That
kind of signifies it is from that period, because that's when that song came out.
Do you need?
I think it's anywhere between good and excellent, John.
In one another. I'm putting it up there.
Yeah,
it has to go into excellent just because of.
It's a hard one.
And the funny thing is, it's that guitar. Noel just has this thing with guitar playing. It's like there's just something about his guitar playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising that. You know, this is the one that they picked to release as a single from the Bees. When there was, I think there's still better ones on that album than that one.
Yeah,
but it's still an excellent song.
It could get down to good. It could.
No, I think it's. I mean,
you've got Wonderwall there. You've got fucking Roll With It.
Yeah.
Is it better than Roll With It?
Yes.
Is it better than? Is it on the same level as Stand By Me?
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
Some might say that it might be better than Stand By Me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, put it in there.
I think it is.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, Stand By Me is a good song, but it's very stadium rock, isn't it?
It is,
yeah. But it's good stadium rock.
I'm going to put. Do you want to put Stand By Me down to good? Because I feel like it's out of place here.
I think it may be.
Roll with it.
Like good, like very good.
It's low. It's high good and potentially low excellent. I'd put it down to good. When you, Steve, we've said this before when we're doing these lists. Once you start to see where things are dropping, you change your mind with certain things. You're like, right, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
When we were doing the best actors, I think I may have had Ed Norton in it something, and I'm like, no, it's not happening. Get him down.
That's right. Yeah.
So you change your mind as you're going along.
Yeah.
Go Let It Out.
John, this is the change happening now. This is the lineup change. The logo changes as well, as you notice, and obviously the label changes. John, this is 2000, I think it came out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is the one Noel Gallagher
came out my birthday.
Saw Oasis fall apart with Bonehead, Giggsy, Alan White, maybe, I'm not sure. Was Alan White still in the band? I think he was actually. But obviously Giggsy and Bonehead, they did some of, I'm right in saying, I think, anyone out there correct me if I'm wrong, they were almost ready to put the album out, and they had to re-record it with obviously Game and can't remember the other guy's name, the one that looks like Andy Hinkle.
I know who you're talking about though.
Andy Bell, I think his name is, the bassist. John, it's a fantastic reinvented sound for Oasis. I do like the actual video for this as well. I think he actually slaps the Queen at the end. Liam, it's a poster of the Queen he slaps.
He's a good man, Liam.
It's on the double-decker bus.
Is that the one?
Make no illusions. You got to click with what you got. Yeah.
You got to click with what
you
got.
I don't mind it.
That's good.
It's a good song.
It's definitely above All Around the World.
Yeah.
And it could potentially be above whatever.
I like the sort of acoustic.
I think it's better than Wonderwall.
It's a bit like George Michael's Faith, actually.
It is. They keep ripping bands off, don't they? It's remarkable. Do you think it's better than Wonderwall?
I don't think it's as good as Wonderwall, but
better
it's
than whatever.
That's a tough one.
I think it might be.
I think it's somewhere in between.
Roll with it. Or All Around the World and whatever.
I think it's better than All Around the World.
Yeah, it definitely is. But we'll put it in there for now. The covers are getting a bit beige at this point as well. Where did it all go wrong?
See the OK ones, John? I can't remember what they are.
Yeah.
What are they?
That's Morning Glory, and that's Don't Go Away.
Don't Go Away.
Don't go away.
Please do.
Yes. Where did it all go wrong? I don't know if I remember this song.
Where did it all go wrong? This is the sort of period, John, where I was more listening to Oasis singles rather than albums. This came out, I was 24. I wasn't 19 anymore. I didn't have the same sort of time and energy. Time was precious, yeah. And I was like, no, I'll just listen to your fucking singles now. No, I'm not going to listen. I'm not giving you any more of my time. I've gave you my fucking teens. I'm not giving you my 20s as well. Tell me your hits. So that was I
should have put another category.
I'll tell you something else. I don't like the logo. I preferred the original logo.
Should I add a row below and say not heard it? I have heard it. I must have heard it.
Yeah, you can't say something's rubbish if I've not heard it. It's unfair, John.
I'll just leave it down here.
Yeah.
I think I've heard it.
I don't know it.
Where did it all go wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good question.
Yeah. I think he was going through that period. We'll just leave that one open just now.
Okay.
I may have to listen to that. Who Feels Love is a one.
John, that's the one actually was a follow-on from...
Looks like fucking Michael Jackson on the cover.
Or Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
John, this is the follow-on from that one.
Go Let It Out.
Actually, the sound blends into...
Oh, does it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those continuous things
that they do. Love? What does it go like, Stephen? Just in case I've heard it.
Found what the house inside.
Oh yeah,
that's walking through a desert.
Is that the one with sort of like Indian stuff going on? Is it kind of like fucking Indian drums?
Yep.
It's a bit like George Harrison, mid-60s Beatles.
Yeah.
I do know this one.
It's a decent track. That is good, John. That is a good, decent song. It's
that's
very underrated. A lot of people don't talk about this song, and obviously you don't remember it until we start talking about it.
I put it next to that.
I think it is. I think it complements the two songs very well.
Yeah. I do know that one. Yeah.
Glass is Falling. Don't know what this is.
Who Feels Love? I'll just click that one down. Fuck it. Sunday Morning Call. I just listen to this.
No hates this song. I don't mind it.
I just listen to this and it's actually decent.
I think it's decent. I think it's okay. No hates this song. I think he says it's his worst song. I think that's a bit extreme, but I don't mind it. I actually watched the Top with Pops version not long ago. It was on YouTube and I thought, that's actually an okay song.
It's actually a decent song.
He doesn't like it. There must be a reason for it though when he was writing it. Maybe there's some bad experience when he was writing or something. I don't know. Something was going on.
He was probably in his fucking 30s at that point, having a breakdown, as we all do.
He had that weird hair at the time, that kind of mullet thing going on.
Yeah, I think he was my age when he had that. Yeah. Was that right?
Yeah, I think so, John.
When was he born? I actually don't know.
1967, I think.
No, he was older than me then.
I think he's about 6 years older than Liam.
That would have been about 2000 then. 2001, that one.
Yeah.
He may have, no, he would have been older. Round about. Yeah, round about.
Yeah.
I think he was my age in like 2000.
So, yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. The Hindu Time, Stephen.
Down, 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 down.
It's a good song, man.
Yeah, it's a good
song.
Good intro, yeah. I like that. Yeah. Again, this is the new look Oasis, new sound.
Just
2002 was this?
2002.
Yeah.
And I did so high, and I just can't.
I do like it actually. I'm just think. I think that's a good track actually.
Yeah,
I think it's somewhere in good.
It's no worse than fucking this stuff.
Yeah, this stuff.
Wonderwall.
I don't think it's as good as Wonderwall, but it's probably better than whatever.
It's one of the best of the sort of modern era shit.
Yeah.
It's what we're going to get.
Yeah, Stop Crying Your Heart Out.
I love Stop Crying Your Heart Out. I love it.
Do you know something? They used this song at the end of the Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking great montage. Very emotional song, but for some reason it really worked well for that film as well, which both of us like. I think it was when the Ashton Kutcher's character and the girl character, I can't remember the actor's name, were sort of walking by each other. They were walking by each other in the street and they didn't know each other because obviously their lives had changed.
Yeah. That was a great movie, that.
Hold on. That's that one, isn't it? Yeah.
Hold on. Don't be scared.
That is a good song. It's probably one of their best ones from their modern era, I would say.
Backing vocals I know as well.
I would say that's excellent. Do you know that?
Yeah, that is excellent, Stephen. It's the guitars as well. Again, arpeggiated guitars.
John, I don't know what these next two are.
And the vocals, man. The bass is amazing. The string work, it's just brilliant. I love it. Absolutely amazing song. And the performance on Top of the Pops, I think it was about 2002 or something like that. Unbelievable. His vocals, sensational. He's wearing like a borderline suede, like fucking, I don't know, it's like a high collared parka. Just amazing song. Love it. Little by Little, Stephen.
Was it Little?
And it's a double. It's like a double single. Little by Little, She Is Love. So Little by Little, She Is Love. I just listened to that and I fucking forgot it already.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Maybe I do. I don't know, but Little by Little's got Robert Carlyle in the video. Is that
Little by Little's a good one.
Yeah,
I do like Little by Little.
I didn't mean what I just said. Is that one?
I'm a guy up on the wrong side of his bed. Little by little.
It's Noel singing this one, isn't it? Yeah.
I actually think it's one of Noel's best Oasis songs.
I like the sort of intro as well. It's got a weird kind of vibe to it. It's a kind of strange sound.
It's like fading, isn't it?
I would say that's probably borderline. I'd say it's better than good.
What I just said.
It's somewhere in between good and excellent. I
don't think it's any worse than Acquiesce, and I think it's better than Stand By Me. So I would definitely put it into excellent. It's one of my favourite Oasis songs. Yeah. She's Love. I just listened to this.
I don't know it, John.
Is this one? No, I'm fucking singing What a Life by Flying Birds. What a life. She Is Love. I just listened to it, for fuck's sake. I can't remember it, man.
Do you know something? If it would come on the radio, I would probably be like, yeah, I know what that is.
I think it was pretty beige, to be fair, when I did listen. Just move it to the end.
Yeah, it's not fair to rate it if I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
Songbird.
I'm trying to remember Songbird. Oh yeah.
On loop. That's that.
She's not everyone.
I don't like it. I'm not saying it's rubbish, John. It's not rubbish. It
sounds like a song that Liam would write these days.
I think it was the first song he wrote, to be fair, John. And for a first song, and
I do like the sort of
life, so I can't really say.
It's they've almost took the instrument from What's the Story in Morning Glory, though. There's like a continual running right through it. I remember. I
think it's okay.
It's not rubbish.
Yeah,
it's definitely
not
rubbish.
Offensive. Yeah. There is rubbish ones in there, I'm sure. Is there? I don't know.
I put it rubbish in there just in case, but I don't know.
The next one, John, I think it is what I think it is.
Lila?
Actually,
that's Lila.
Is it? Nah.
Hey, Lila.
There's a lyric in this one that I don't like. Is it the one, he crazy, or something like that? Fucking hell no, where did you get that? He is crazy, not he crazy. What the fuck are you doing, mate? You're missing out words. No, something about that song that bugs me. I don't know what it is.
That could go into rubbish. That could go into rubbish.
Hey, Lila. Who the
It's
fuck
a
is
bit
Lila?
fucking samey, isn't it? I'm putting that in fucking rubbish.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
it.
in rubbish.
Yeah.
Next one's not in rubbish. What's the importance of being idle? Your man,
Riff of
fucking
Venus, yeah.
Riff of Venus, love. He was in Mulder and Scully, the video of Mulder and Scully by Catatonic as well. He was on the bus.
He had more hair, yeah.
He did have more hair. He's a fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
I think he was in a Harry Potter movie as well.
He's a great actor.
He's brilliant.
Little Nicky.
He's fucking Little Nicky. Does Adam Sandler kill Adam Sandler's character?
I think
in the bath?
He just keeps dying, doesn't he? Yeah. That's a good film.
I've not seen that in years, Little Nicky. I love Little Nicky.
That's a watch
Who
along.
plays the devil in Little Nicky?
It's Harvey Keitel.
Oh yeah, man.
He's the dad, yeah.
We do need to do a watch along because I forgot.
I think Rodney Dangerfield's in it as well. I think he's the grandfather.
It's a superb film. I hate this shite, the sort of retrospective hating on Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And like his comedies were brilliant.
You've got to take yourself back to the time when they came out. They were phenomenal.
They were brilliant.
They were so original.
Fucking superb.
Yeah, certainly.
He's got a bit of shit in terms of comedy now, but he's became a drama actor now.
Yeah.
Who's actually
still love a guy, man. Still love a guy.
Yeah, I love him.
He's a brilliant
guy off camera as well, Stephen. And that was summed up a couple of months back with him and Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Where it was an actor on actor, and he turned it into a Brendan Fraser interview.
Yeah.
He was happy to just concede the whole interview to Fraser, and I think he's good friends with him as well. So, yeah, for that reason alone, I mean, Stephen, I like this song.
It's a good
I
song.
think it's a good song. I think it's up there. We roll with it and Stand By Me. I don't think it's any better. I think it's excellent.
Wait a minute, John. I might be getting my lyrics wrong here. I think he crazy. I think that might be important.
It is. He crazy. I don't mind.
Yeah. That bugs me. That lyric.
The stars
that
shine.
Lyric bugs me.
If you leave, give me a minute. I like that song. I think it's good. I don't think it's that high though.
I just killed it with that lyric.
It's not above. It's not above whatever.
Yeah.
It's not above Go Let It Out. I think it's fighting for around about all around the world.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I think it's in it. I can't say that you've got Morning Glory and fucking okay.
Yeah, but
I put
Morning Glory is okay. It's just nothing great.
Do you think it's good? Do you think it's low good?
Apart from that lyric, I don't mind it. To be honest with you,
Do you think Liar's still rubbish?
Yeah, I just don't like it. Yeah. I don't know who said that should be a single. I'm not really sure.
Probably no. At that point, he was up his own arse, as he still remains to this day. Sadly.
John, is it any better than All Round the World? Probably slightly better. Is it better than What's the Story, Morning Glory? Yes, it is. It's catchier.
I'll put it there then.
He crazy.
I just love the video. In fact, he's playing an Undertaker. He's leading it. He's doing this shit.
Let There Be Love. I actually like that song, John.
I can't remember this.
Let there be. This is the one. What's it? Something Goodbye, Baby Blue. Wake up. There's something. The world's waiting for you. It's a great song. I think both of them sing this one. I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to remember.
Or do they? Is it just no?
I'm trying to remember it.
Yeah, it's a good one. There's actually footage of Hampden. I think they played at Hampden round about that time.
What's it go, Stephen?
Goodbye, baby blue. Wake up, your tired eyes. The world is waiting for you. Let all the. It's quite ballady though.
Yeah.
It's a good track.
I'll defer to you.
I would say it's somewhere in the good region, John. Whereabouts in the good region?
I'll let you pick.
I think it's probably. It's not as good as the Hindu Times, and it's probably not as good as whatever. It's probably, I would say maybe after what's that called? Let There Be Love or whatever. Maybe after that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll defer to you. I can't remember it. The Lord Don't Slow Me Down.
I don't know this one. I don't know.
Putting it right to the end. I don't think I've heard it ever.
Oh.
The Shock of Lightning.
Not heard that one.
Heard that either.
John, this is a period where you can see we're giving up Oasis.
Yeah, I have gave up on them.
I'm Out of Time was another Liam one, wasn't it?
That's
and I do
actually
like
one
that.
of his decent ones, I think.
You talked about it earlier,
solo
John.
writing.
You talked about
this is why we need no.
You talked about this though. The sound of this was reminiscent of two songs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. If I'm trying to remember it now, Jealous Guy. Yeah.
It's that down. It's that bit in Jealous Guy. The piano. Yeah. The video as well. I think he actually has a.
I can't sing.
Does he not? Does he not have an actual sound clip of Lennon talking about?
He does,
I think it was one of his last interviews, and he has it in there as well. And I think he actually poses as Lennon lying down as he did in Imagine. I think it's just all obsessed
with Lennon,
with John Lennon. But it's a good song.
I'd put it in okay, low okay.
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, it's better than. I think it's better than Songbird. To be honest with you,
Songbird, where is Songbird again?
In there? Yeah.
Put it in there then. That's his other one. Yeah. What's this one again?
That's the.
I'm putting up a fucking Songbird.
What is that?
I can't remember.
You put it above Songbird. You don't even know what that is.
Oh God, no, what is it again?
This was that first album, the 2000 album. So it would have been. Was it not that Sunday Morning Call?
Yeah. Sunday Morning. It's not above Songbird. That's down there. It's fucking rubbish.
Sunday Morning?
Oh, it's rubbish. Yeah. You don't think?
I don't think it's as bad as No makes it out to be the worst Oasis song out there, but it's not good either.
It's not. It's fucking rubbish. Falling Down, I don't know. I've never fucking heard it in my life.
Those ones, John, I would just leave down there.
Yeah.
That's bargain basement stuff. That's
the ones you find in the pound basket and like B&M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead DVD on top of it. Yeah. I love Shaun of the Dead, by the way.
Yeah, I love Shaun of the Dead as well, but it's a 20-odd year. It's like a year-old movie now, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Wow, it's terrifying. So, Steve, all in all, I think that's fair. I really do. I think the GOAT tier, Live Forever, Don't Look Back in Anger. If you've been really like fucking generous to him, you could maybe slip a couple more in there.
Maybe Supersonic. I don't know. Is it GOAT? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think we got it right. I think we nailed it, John.
Yeah.
Apart from me getting my lyrics mixed up with two songs, and I punished Lila, or what it's called. I was about to call it Hey Lila. What the fuck's that called?
Lila.
Okay. Lilo. Okay.
Lilo, yeah.
Stitch. John, yeah. I think, he crazy.
He crazy. I don't mind. It's a good song. I like that song though.
It's very easy to play that intro, isn't it?
It's an A minor and a fucking D minor or something like that. But that's no in terms of his chord structure.
Yeah.
Quite simplistic. He's a lead guitarist. Yeah. It's not his bag. He's creating the sorts of complicated riffs and solo work over it.
Yeah.
So that's not his.
John, that was a good chat though. It was good.
Yeah, that was another hour and 30 minutes.
It's good to get that out of our system.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking about this all week.
I've spoke about Oasis before, man. I've spoke about them. For me, that they are a brilliant 90s band. They're a sort of defining band of that era. But I says it, I actually prefer Blur. Is just because they're both brilliant bands, but Oasis never really shook themselves out of that style.
Yeah.
It was like almost like what the Stones were in the 60s to the Beatles.
Quo.
Yeah, they're not as bad as Status Quo.
Blur actually called them Oasis.
Oasis, did they? That's harsh. I'm not having that, man. I'm trying to think who the 90s equivalent of fucking probably OCS are like Status Quo.
Ocean
Colour Scene there like Status Quo.
I like them, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not fucking as good as Oasis. Oasis are the Stones.
Spiral Carpets.
Spiral Carpets. I mean, I've only listened to the first album.
Yeah.
One of their albums, the one that had the. Oh God, what is it called?
This
is how it feels to be lonely.
Yeah, the farm.
This is how it feels to be small.
The Mock Turtles.
The Mock Turtles. The Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
They are like the Quos. Oasis for me are like the Rolling Stones of the 90s. A very, 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 very good band. I'm not having being the Beatles. No one's the Beatles.
No.
Not having that. The Blur are the Kinks.
Blur are the Kinks, John.
Yeah,
Blur are actually Small Faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not the fucking Beatles. There's no one the Beatles. If anybody was the Beatles but not as good as the Beatles, then
it's bootleg Beatles.
Probably Radiohead. Because they just fucking dramatically changed their sound, but obviously it wasn't as good as the Beatles.
No, and everybody hated them changing their sound.
Yeah, they did, whereas no one hated the Beatles changing their sound. Nobody. The Beatles get better as they get older.
John, it's one of those things that you just... It's subjective.
You know who liked them changing their sound? Pretentious art school students.
Yeah, I can see what Tom's doing here. Very clever.
He's
computer.
He's found a keyboard. Fuck. It wasn't even OK Computer. It was one from, what was it called?
It was one from 2003.
Yeah, it was the one with the weird sort of like painting of like a lake and mountains. What was it called again?
Can't remember.
I don't know. Yeah, they just maintained that sort of alternate electronic, like dual sound getting into like the later stages,
Yeah.
and now they're relevant. And Johnny, whatever the fuck, Greenwood's still eternal.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Tom York ain't. He has aged, and he's aged badly. But yeah, that's going to round it up, man. We'll just give it a fucking shit. I'm giving it a shit, yeah. I'm delirious on ibuprofen, man. I ain't going to lie. I'm not as delirious as I would be if I was on Cocodamo or something like that. Like what I was when I had the Rona 2 years ago. And I was actually ODing on Cocodamo. I don't know what was worse. The actual Rona or me ODing on Cocodamo. Because when I came off the medicine, I felt fucking brilliant. And then the recovery started. So I actually think it was the medicine and not the Rona that was making me ill. I remember vividly, and I'm going off on a tangent, this is the last I'm going to mention of it, feeling like I was floating one day. I remember feeling like I was floating. I'm like, that's fucked. I'm actually dying here. This is death.
I'm already dead.
I'm already dead. I'm looking down at my body in the corner of the room.
I'm already dead.
But that's going to round it up, man. What was your thoughts on Oasis? Where would you rank there? What just happened?
Where did we go?
We're over there. What's your thoughts on the singles?
Yeah.
Where would you rate the singles? Do you agree with what we've done here? Live Forever, Don't Look Back in Anger, in the GOAT tier. Everything else below. Most excellent, good. 2 rubbish, 1 okay. Do you know those other songs? Share your thoughts about where you would rank them down below in the comment section. That's the place to put it. Just discuss anything we've touched upon in general in this nigh on hour and a half long stream. You can also like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyeballs. Do the same thing over on Twitch. Follow us over there, notifications button over there to see us do our thing over there. Exact same thing, different platform. Regardless of what you do though, thank you very much for watching us. All that's left to say is me and Stephen are done, and until the next time, bye bye.
Be crazy.
I don't mind. Fucking reggae. Give it up though.